let us know because it sounds good on my end. Working now, she said. I think it was just a little loose connection there at the phone. So thank y'all. Thanks for being early. Thanks for tuning in, helping us. It's the backstage look.
It is.
But not just Josh's baby, my baby too.
Yep.
It's wild. I led that breakfast for 12 years. And now it's a
baby
parent on the other side of it.
in there.
Josh did a great job. It's a great group. Excited about him. Took a class picture. Graduate 2033.
Oh, man.
Wow.
And it's going to come quick.
It seems like a long way away, but it ain't.
It'll be here fast.
You know what's crazy to think about in that is like, when I showed that picture Sunday, the message of like Hannah and Emma and Ian starting, and now they're graduated, like at early Simple Church, and then now they're all graduated. Like, y'all are midway through that. Like, they've grown up here, and now here they are.
He did the marbles. He said how many weeks.
Crazy.
It made there were some little tears there.
Couple tears.
Yeah.
What is it, 370 weeks?
I think so. We're halfway.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It goes by fast.
That's it.
They don't know what you're talking about in marbles, but basically, if you're listening, you don't know, is the Orange Group came up with basically you put a marble in a jar for every week that you have of your child, whether that's
till they're 18.
Till they're 18. So depending on where you are, and then you have so many, and then it gives you the visual illustration of take one out every week and how, tangible that really is you don't have a whole lot of time with them. So enjoy the time and make the most of the time. So you actually get to teach your kids though while you're in there, and like they get to see the good, the bad, and the ugly.
And that is a blessing selfishly for me, is I get to spend more time with, as much as I complain about them sometimes, but it is awesome to be able to have that time with them, because they've been coming with me already for probably about 6 months now. They come with me at 7:30 when we get here and help set.
I see them walking in. They're not always just bright sunshine.
So it's good to get that extra time with
but they're helping.
Y'all got great kids that are doing it though. I mean, they're all helping. They're all these kids are involved.
Yeah, they got their name tag.
I said they're official. Sandra Posey made a post, said she ran into you talking about it.
Yeah, I took a picture for her because she was telling me about the kids, and I said, well, let me take the picture. It's one to tell me, but we need to. Yeah. So I was glad to see she posted. I thought that was cool.
Absolutely. She's in her 70s, still serving, said, I'm not done yet, and I got this next group coming up behind, and serves every Sunday with the preschoolers, and now she's got her babies. They're awesome.
Love that.
Shout out the Posies. Yeah. All right, audio's working now. They said much better. It's a little loose connection. Thanks for tuning in, but like we said, we'd love for you to join us on Facebook. If you're listening later, you can ask questions, drop the comments, talking about the message. New series this week, We Are Family.
Yes, and real fast, in case the audio messed up, Johnson's Furniture, thank you.
That probably
and Stanky Leg Painting and Floor, thank you. They're working, because you don't know if they can hear us or not. They may have heard or may not have heard. But really, the Johnson's hooked us up with the set furniture here, and they're doing the offices right now. So just give them a little shout out.
Right. And if you're not watching, you can't see it, join us. We'd love to hear from you. So Kathy watching, Annie Green, Amber's watching. Jim Metzger said Brugler.
Yeah, that's them have you ever seen buglers or bugles?
Yep.
The chips.
Chips, yeah.
That's what Keith has. He loves
the Brugels.
Yeah. Oh, Bruglers. He's so funny.
So thanks for watching. We'd love to hear your comments. We're talking about parenting, talking about technology. We got someone watching from Uganda, James Comfort.
Come on.
There you go. Thanks for tuning in. Find us on Facebook probably.
James, I can tell you we're in Rwanda a lot, but I've only been to the border of Uganda, not been into the country of Uganda. So, but Rwanda and Uganda, beautiful country.
And then Joanne Barnes said, nice setup. She's watching. So we'd appreciate the shout out. Thank you, Josh. A lot of that, getting it looking good.
Josh making it happen.
Keep improving, keep getting a little better.
Getting better every day.
That's it. So We Are Family, Justin. A little 70s theme.
Yeah, remember, y'all helped us. I mean, we knew we were going to do family, but we looked through all these concepts, and I think everybody was sending stuff in, and it was the only one that resonated with me just because it's going to go all the way into church family too. So I thought it's kind of fun, and we all got a little things we got to work on, some funky things in our family side of things. So. Advanced than me. So this week, Evan is doing the seminar this week, but we've talked about that of how to help. And I can tell, I had to go ask Angie just a minute ago, because we're talking about our family, and we are family, and the funky side of things can be technology. But I asked Angie, we got our kids' phones in the 6th grade, which was like 11 years old. And that was back in 2013. There was no TikTok. There was no totally
Instagram
different.
Was barely
so like it was a little different world for them back then. It wasn't as tough as it is today. There was still stuff. But me and Angie were also reminding each other that we had, she said it's still cutting out. I don't know how accurate that is. Can't hear, cutting out. People are texting me.
That may be a little delayed. I think it's working now. So let's.
Is it? Okay. Yeah, just make sure if it is.
Yep.
The other part was we had the where they had to get anything they put on their phone had to come to us for approval.
Yeah.
So we knew
parental control.
Yeah, we had parental controls where we knew, like, if they wanted like, I mean, there was a math app one time where, like, I guess we'll give you that,
Like
just whatever.
begging to do math.
Right, because, having those parental guidelines are very, very crucial. I'm sure you'll talk about that in the tech class, but,
Tech-Wise Family. So it's a great book. A guy named Andy Crouch wrote it. We did his student ministry when I was the youth pastor and helped our family. We and Josh were just talking about it. We're trying to figure it out. New era. So the trend is, and you said wait till 8th was a great organization you mentioned in the message. A guy named Jonathan Haidt wrote a book called The Anxious Generation. That was real popular last 3 or 4 years. Read that, and he plugs wait till 8th a lot. They partner with them and kind of help support them. And the basic idea is wait until 8th grade to get a phone.
Well, in the car, they're saying it's still cutting out. So I don't
know. All right, let me know.
So if there's that's Amber.
Is it just you cutting out? Because I did switch your cord.
Everybody says sounds good on their end on this one. I got 4 comments, so we'll see.
Well, we'll see. Is everybody sound good on there?
Yeah, let's see if it's one person
Maybe
or not.
Just you, Amber. Sorry. We're trying to make sure everybody's got it.
No, we appreciate
that. We moved cables around, so thanks for your patience.
We might have some loose cables somewhere.
Yeah, thanks for your patience.
Absolutely. But yeah, so Tech-Wise Family, try to help, and it's just a lot to navigate. So Josh and I are in it right now. We have 2 kids, oldest 6th graders, and so Nora's doing Pep Squad this year. She's got to go to games. We don't have to beat all the games for the first time ever, which is a win for us. Right. But so now we're like, okay, so how's she going to communicate? So we just actually, right before school started last week, we presented her with a watch for the first time. And so we went smartwatch, and I'm going to talk about it in the seminar. It's called a Google Ace. They bought Fitbit, and it only calls her text through an app we control. It doesn't have any browser, so she can call her text. It's cellular on her watch, and then she can play little games on it. It does actually fitness tracking stuff. And that was our solution for she can call or text us. We can improve contacts. And when eventually she can have friends, they can do it if we want her to. And then it's $10 a month, and we got it and signed up for a year, got $8 a month.
That's awesome.
My thought, Josh, I'm more worried she's going to lose or break it before she actually does anything bad.
How much was it?
It was $60.
That's not too bad.
So that's a good entry level.
It's funny. I thought about that. You're talking about worrying about her breaking it. Layla has had 2 smartwatches, which she has broken, like the little leapfrog, whatever things or something or another. But she did break both of those. But we did get her a phone. It was earlier this summer, I think we first did it. Mostly because we live near a park, so they walk to the park from time to time, and you can't see the park from our house. So it's, when she wants to walk over there, you need to be able to check up on her and stuff like that. And she's done great with it. And, with her going into 6th grade and riding the bus home now and all those sorts of things, just her having a way to communicate when she's gotten home and all that. But she doesn't have access to the phone just willy-nilly or anything like that. It mostly stays in the house on the tea cabinet, and whenever she needs it or needs to use it, she can. But
was the tea cabinet like in the
so it's in the center of the house near the kitchen and the dining room.
Yeah, I can see where it'd be really tough. Like we're all saying this, but like if you've already crossed over the barrier, how are you getting it back? You're not, because you've already crossed it. And then like putting the guidelines or guardrails in of going like, how are we going to do this? And I think at the 11 o'clock hour, I think that's when we put on the line too. I just talked about it. Like it was a different world when we were growing up, because even like sketchy stuff, you had to go find that in our age group.
Now it's Circle K got a big laugh.
Yeah, Circle K. It's really 7-Eleven, but I mean, it really was the 7-Eleven. Tony told me about it because Tony Gentry, we all lived next to each other. And when you walked to Ridgewood, which was middle school for us, you walked through the woods. Now, just get that in your mind. Would you let your kids walk blindly through the woods?
Heck no.
No.
It was the 80s.
Yeah.
Well, people would steal sketchy magazines and hide them in the woods. And then I remember that's the first time I'd ever seen anything like that. Well, that's a rare, unusual, but now, you couldn't have access that quickly, but never seen it. Well, now it's on your phone.
And it's trying to find you. Yeah, that's the thing is most kids are exposed between 6 and 10 years old accidentally.
I mean, and that's what I'm saying. It's just that's why I'm not an expert on it. That's why I was really trying to keep it out of the ditches and stay where
I will say somebody is more into it. You did a great job.
Yeah,
I really do.
I mean, I wasn't
covered the basics. It's not
just, hey,
super
but I knew
nuanced.
You doing this seminar this week, grandparent or parent, and they're limited seats, by the way. If you're still listening,
please sign up.
There's only so many seats, so don't be mad that
links in the show notes.
We can always do another one another month, but right now we've got all the seminars lined up through this series,
and I think we're working on streaming and recording it too. So that's an option that we can try to see. You miss it, you want to watch it.
Yep. So we're going to figure that out. But I just say I'm thankful for y'all that are like today. I had a computer problem. I had to call Evan and Chip. I don't know what I'm doing. I still don't know what I'm doing. Don't really want to know. To be honest.
Brain
I'm just trying to get Microsoft Word to get the message right. I said, Evan,
I'm not asking for much.
I've never had this problem before.
That's why people hate technology, because you add one problem and it ended up cascading to 3 other things that we needed a password to get stuff and
things out of
administrator.
space, and it's this and the computer.
It's always something else.
I'm like, guys, can I just get where I can work on a sermon?
Yes, would y'all be praying for Chip, because we going through it with some technical stuff.
Yeah,
he's trying to figure it out.
But shout him out. There's a lot.
Yeah, moving the offices.
Absolutely. It's a bunch of work
and everything going, doing a great job. All that teamwork, man, makes the dream work. So thank you for everybody working on it. And for parents for listening. I had a lot of text. I had a lot of people say yesterday, man, I needed it. I'm working on it. I'm not where I want to be. And, I think we're all there. I mean, we're all struggling through it. It's not like I don't think anybody's an expert at it. Me and Angie didn't do it all right. That's for sure. But it was a different age too. That's 13 years ago.
It changed fast.
It's changed.
Yes.
And it's going to change even quicker.
Who knows what's coming? Yeah.
With AI and
virtual reality,
data centers and all this stuff. I'm like, I have no idea.
But my favorite of how we are the tech savvy generation story is when Mallory got Instagram for the first time. She thought it was just photo filters. So she took a picture of her like eating a s'more with a marshmallow. And one of the middle school kids the next week was like, I saw you eating that marshmallow. And she's like, how'd you see that? And she had no idea that it was public, that people could see it. She thought she edited the photo and sent it to her friends. And even as a 20-something, like, it's constantly changing.
And I don't know anything. Like Caleb sent me something. Hey, check this out. It was like, I'm not on Instagram.
Right.
The church is, but I just don't want to get into all that. I mean, I don't understand it. Like, only thing I watch is TikTok, and it does algorithm you to the things like right now, whatever I'm like right now, I was looking at kid stuff. So now it's kid stuff. I got a funny one this week coming up. There's funny.
You showed some good ones.
Yeah, there's some funny, but that's where I use it for, because I wouldn't have access to it or wouldn't know about it. So that's fine. But like I said, there's a lot of worthless stuff and there's some good stuff, and navigating that is not easy. I promise you.
I got a clip I got to send you. I just thought about that one I used this week. But
yeah,
I think
that's it. I love it. I mean,
we always sprinkle a little scripture in. The one you did on Sunday I thought was great. Psalm 119:37. Turn my eyes away from worthless things and give me a new life in your ways.
Yeah, and what I struggle with, I think everybody, if they're honest, like I said, when you preach, it comes across as like you've got it figured out, you're expert. I'm just trying to tell you we don't. Me and Angie still to this day struggle with getting on the phone when we're close to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Now our kids, not so much. Like we don't, when we're together as a family eating, I'm not saying we're better than somebody else or worse. Nobody really has their phone while we're eating. We're not that group of people.
Yeah.
But where we are is if kids go to bed or they go to their rooms, wherever we go, and we sit in there, you was never this way before. Now, primarily, I would say both of us are on TikTok, and ironically, I guess you could say, there's not even a whole lot of shows that keep our attention. We're becoming more and more shorter attention span. Like it's not as
it's changing your brain.
Yeah, like it changed. So you go, and I don't necessarily want to sit there and now I'll watch a movie or something occasionally, but usually it's because I don't do a whole lot of TV and movies anyway. At night, like that's not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like I'm the Cowboys, it'll go into the Cowboys short clips so that I can see it, and it's not on our local TV.
Right.
So like I used to have to go to ESPN. Well, ESPN's all sports. Well, now I can go to just Cowboys.
45 minutes to get one clip.
Yeah, I can go to just Cowboys, know what's going on, and by the way, it looks like we're going to have a great season.
Oh, so I like the optimism. I think defense is going to be better.
Hey, dude, I celebrated your boy Drew Brees yesterday.
Yeah,
I'm a little surprised there wasn't more support for Drew Brees. I didn't hear anybody really talking about it.
Cheering.
He's in the Hall of Fame. Great guy.
The dump, man. We're still bitter about 2018.
Out of shit.
Well, that's
new
fine.
era.
Yeah,
still thinking about the no call.
But that's where it goes back to your phone. It's sending you that. But we are not experts, like I said. That's why I defer to y'all younger ones, and y'all help us, and y'all give me wisdom, and I'll try to,
we're trying to figure it out too. We're doing it right now. So we'd love to see you at 10 o'clock on Sunday. We're going to do a month of seminars, different topics, trying to help people on Sunday. You have childcare, you get your donut, go to service early, or you can go right after to the 11 o'clock service. We'll be in and out in an hour. We'd be excited to help you try to figure it out, give you some resources. And you talk about like not eating at the table. It's shocking to me how many people do say they don't ever eat dinner as a family.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I'm curious of
let us know in the comments. And so you're busy and stuff goes on and the TV's on and everybody goes their thing.
Yeah, and we made a habit of a couple of times a week when the kids were young. It wasn't every night because they had different things going on. Or we had, like I had life group, Angie had life group, so we may figure all that out. But a couple of times a week we would eat together. Well, now they're older and they're in and out, but we still enjoy a good meal when everybody can. But then when they sit there, we didn't allow anybody to be looking at their phone while we're eating. It was like, you can bring that thing over here because we're catching up or talking or whatever. And I can't stand it at if you're going out to a restaurant. I mean, I don't want my kids pulling
everybody down looking.
No, I mean, now we may have a designated Googler, like hey, look that up, like or something. But it's
Been
like
that
a question
Yeah.
or whatever, just because to me, it just seems that whatever's on that phone is more important than who's sitting at the table, and that always bugs me.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one of my bigger pet peeves when I go out to restaurants too, seeing the kids not just on the cell phones, but the ones with the iPad and headphones on.
Right.
Yeah, but isn't it because
like you aren't even connected into anything that's going on?
But let's be honest, it's parents. It's us. And I've been guilty.
Sure.
It's sometimes where we've been there waiting on food for an hour and they're driving you nuts and we let them go zone out and watch a little bit while we have a conversation and do it. And
it started with us because the old DVD players in the cars got it cranked off.
And it's nice when you need it. We still got one.
Yeah, I just remember when we used to have a bag that you hung over your seat rest and watch them because they weren't available.
Built in.
I burned
That's
up
how
a
old
DVD player in my mom's car once.
Yeah.
I put the wrong power cord in the CD or the DVD player and wasn't thinking about it. We were sitting going down the road. I think we were going to Dallas and you start smelling smoke coming out in the car.
Well, it's funny because now they're all built in pretty much. You get a van or an SUV.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then it is so cool.
Hard
The kids have no idea how to just ride to the next place.
But what's so interesting is maybe just the counterculture side of it now is Nora wants to talk. And so I'm taking her to Cope now early. And so we're in Carline and she doesn't want to watch it. She wants
I wouldn't think in a car line.
Yeah. So that's
But we never listened to going to car line. It was more like a trip.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then
we drove 13 hours and it was a godsend.
Yeah. Yeah. Because then like when we were younger, even us is like you talked, you listened to the radio, you watched out the window.
The rain beads race down.
It's gonna catch it.
But now it's like, and then I thought you may remember when me and Ian, we had that time I asked him what was his favorite vacation or whatever. He said, I don't remember any of them, which is awesome. And I think back some ways it's because it was from screen to screen to screen, really. Like you got on the airplane, you watched a movie. Mm-hmm. So your mind is engaging in the movie. You got to the hotel
looking
room,
out the window.
You would watch whatever it is, and then you'd go do whatever activity. And then at night you're watching a movie or you're watching something on the screen. Now in the movie industry, I guess that kind of worked out.
I mean, it did go.
But I joke about it. In some ways, it's a little weird because you can't. Like they're maybe
fully present.
Yeah, maybe that's a good way. Maybe they're not really present.
I had a question for y'all. When y'all are able to go on vacation, do you find yourself putting the phone down more? Or you want it the same amount?
Yeah. So like fresh off vacation on this trip, I would say like they had a pool. So we're swimming. It's easy. The phone's off. We're all outside hanging out doing stuff. We went to Mammoth Cave National Park. Was incredible. Going and walk around the caves. Nobody had their phone out. Everybody was in there and seeing nature and these different things. So I think it did unplug. But there were times I was on it, going through and just kind of chilling at the house or whatever.
I was just going to say, I don't like being on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
But I think because of boredom or if there's no conversation or there's nothing going on, we all default to it to kill the time. So on vacation, when you're gone, it's easier for me not to worry about it because generally everyone is relaxing or trying to do something. The hard parts, I think, are day in, day out, setting the parameters to go like, hey, at this time, let's turn them off. Or if we're doing this, we're not doing it. Because on vacation, I may not as much. But at home that's the problem.
Yeah. And I'd agree with that. I've noticed when I go on vacations and when I come back, like especially on the car ride or flight ride back or whatever, I'll start to open the social medias and all the things and be like, man, I really wasn't on my phone for 3 days. Wait, what happened? What happened? And I'll miss, big trades or whatever is going on. And I do think it's some of that, when you're on vacation, it's on to the next activity or relaxing, or you're just so tired at the end of the day from going to 3 different museums. You're just like, I don't want to look at anything when I get home.
Right.
But yeah, that is interesting. I wonder what that is the ultimate question is what's the solution to figure out how we bring that same energy back into our everyday lives and getting
I think it's maybe just because we get bored.
Mm-hmm.
And bored is a weird word, but it's more like you just want to disconnect.
Not constantly stimulated.
And so at home, though, it's like, I mean, we take our phone everywhere. Bathroom, think about it. If you had to go to the restroom without your phone right now, you go, "Where's my phone?"
Mm-hmm.
You sitting there staring at the wall.
Yeah, you're like, it's
wasting
we're
time.
we're so accustomed to trying to get something done or learn something or be entertained or.
And there's always more. It's the Lord. There's always the next thing. There's always
It's
something else.
And then that's why I went back to that whole idea, are you content? Is because really it kind of comes back to it. It's like contentment, I don't need any of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm content. I'm good. I don't need to look at the phone. And then I see some people, I wonder if like the generation y'all's kids are behind or whatever will go back to, I don't want anything to do with any of it.
Dumb devices are kind of the trend. It's swinging. So like,
and I could see why.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was setting up Layla's little flip phone, I was like, I kind of like this. Outside of it not having iMessage, I don't like a green bubble. But
Yeah.
But other than that, it was nice not having 17 different apps staring you in the face. Like, you haven't opened me in a while.
Yep.
Let's see what's going on in here.
Somebody stopped me Sunday after the message. It's like, tell Justin I bought my kid a flip phone and I don't regret it at all. They loved it. Josh, that parent too.
I mean, it gives you safety without all the other junk.
When you need to communicate and talk.
Yeah.
And then my other favorite story from yesterday is it's not just young people too, because my mom and dad, they're guilty of it and they're on stuff and constantly. She sends me so many DMs on Instagram. I can't keep up. Love you, Mom. I'm sorry. But that's the generational thing. And Linda Mitchell stopped me and she's like, I think I feel convicted after Justin's message. I just want to show you to tell somebody. She's like, I'm on level 19,000 in Candy Crush. It came out in 2012. She's like, I think I'm going to delete it. I've been wasting too much time on it for all this time.
Well, and that's
she's and her grandmother.
I mean, that's the thing is I think we're all guilty of it. It's just a matter of quantifying it as one thing.
And
but then the other
thing?
thing is like, that's why that scripture is like, how much time do you spend on and what we worthless stuff? And what we'd say is, well, I mean, it's just entertainment. We're just trying to, but then if you go quantify that, you don't, a good one I brought up and I'm not shooting anybody. I'm not
just saying,
I'm just talking about it. I've been trying to walk in the evenings, since you have a heart attack, I didn't have a heart attack. I prevented heart attack. Having heart. How much exercise and outside time, like an hour of pure exercise is the suggestion by the group that was saying, and I'm thinking, I just don't see it. I don't see kids play. And how it's said is I drive through my neighborhood or all neighborhoods. It is rare to see kids outside playing. Almost unheard of.
Come pull up on my street.
I've been on their street.
It's a rarity. It's a rarity.
But
sure.
But that's what I was going to say. It's like, so when we go and we want something, we just go sit down and we look at something.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of, I mean, we grew up, and I'm an old guy here of these three, and everybody that's out there would know this to be true. It was like, you can't stay in here. Get out there.
Mm-hmm.
And that forced you to find friends. It forced you to go ride a bike. It forced you to explore.
Bully Boochang.
I did it. It forces you to go like. And then what hit me about all that is like, I said a statement, I think at 11 only, I can't remember, because it hit me because I pulled my phone out for 11 o'clock hour because I was going just like, hey, this is what's going to go on.
It was 11 o'clock, yeah.
And then when I hit it on the back is life is not here.
Live a great story.
Mm-hmm. But then, like, it is out there, but we don't really necessarily do that. We don't necessarily encourage that. We don't necessarily model that.
Mm-hmm.
So then, like, if that's where I go back and go, can we be better at that? And how do you get better at that? A good example would be Friday night. There was a lot of life here.
Let's talk about family fun night. If you missed it, we had a great time.
Families running around, taking pictures,
all
laughing.
Ages.
Scavenger hunt.
All generations. And I'm like going, nobody was on their phone other than to take the picture that we required them to do.
They really weren't.
Yeah. No, like, let's think about it. Everybody's running around, and I told them we're working on, like, maybe there could have been more games or something. I was saying I should have put cornhole and all those things out there. Just didn't think about it. But I'm going, it's kind of cool to think that maybe that pendulum swings to where you go, hey, this event, let's do this together and make this memory. And
they realize they're missing it.
Yeah.
I mean, the church can be a place that you can come, and we want to be that.
Yeah.
You have a.
But then I go to your, like, on your kids, let's ask the tough question. Y'all's kids right now, and they come home, are they outside at all anymore?
Not right now. In August, they're pretty much hanging out in the house, but we
Or
have a
is it
trampoline
still
in the
pretty-
backyard, swing set, and we kind of are the neighborhood house where people come and play.
Yeah.
And Mallory, it's a value to her. She read a book a couple years ago. It was about 10,000 hours outside every year as your childhood. You're growing up
Yeah.
and spending that and doing it. So she got real hard on, y'all go outside and do it. It's
But
our
she-
backyard.
But it's better than nothing.
Right. And setting up, we built a playground swings and
We
little
did
floor
too back in
stuff
the
and
day,
trying to give them opportunities to do it.
Yeah.
And we're outside and like we're the neighborhood house as well. And I think it's because the neighbors that have kids around our age, that middle school and elementary school age, they all, I believe, were raised similar ways to us and the go outside and don't come back in until the street lights come on. And so they're kind of just out there and they have to be. And those kids, all the kids enjoy each other and they have a good time racing bikes up and down the street and stuff. But it was like you were saying, that is a rarity. Like I do understand a blessing, how much of a blessing that is to have that on our street, because you drive through these other neighborhoods. When I'm going out and looking at houses with people, I don't see kids anywhere in a lot of these neighborhoods.
I just don't like, if I'm driving around, I just think it's interesting because like you used to, see it. You just don't really anymore. Not just now, not just in the heat of the summer. I'm talking about in general.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, even driving anywhere. I mean, I'm all over Bossier City at different times. It's just pretty rare.
Mm-hmm. I would agree. I'm seeing the same
They got
thing.
more options to do inside than ever.
But maybe it's because they're doing ball and stuff, like
That's part of it.
Some
you know
of
what I'm
it is
saying?
that, for
Like
sure.
they're more scheduled, not just free play.
Right. You got to go somewhere.
Yeah, you got to go. It's baseball practice or it's
Elias is
dance.
at twice a week gymnastics now, and it's a new thing for us, and we're trying to figure it out.
Oh, we were there.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and our sports and activity schedule is about to ramp back up as school starts too. So maybe it'll start being a little less and less because, like I said, Layla's first middle schooler, so it's been BPAR. We kind of know those seasons and they kind of line up with what everybody else is doing. But as you start to get into these more involved activities, probably might see it less.
If you're honest though, and you're looking and taking it, are they playing an hour a day outside physical activity?
Dom is.
Boy, for that don't listen.
Yeah.
Chloe-ish, because it's weird about when we'll let her go out there with Dom or not, just wanting to keep her safe because she's only 4. But Layla, not as much, but that's her personality. That's not her thing. She don't like being hot.
Yeah.
She don't like, any of that, which is fine.
Indoors.
But she's not opposed to it. I think for her right now, it's a little different because there's only really one girl on that street that's in the same age, so same interest, same sort of phase of life. There are a couple boys that are around her age too, but they're wanting to, play basketball and run up and down the street and stuff, just stuff that she's not really interested in doing. But I think if there was more girls around her age and doing more stuff that she was related to, like painting nails and all that, her and one of the other
ain't
girls
outside playing.
Oh, you talking about physical play? No, she ain't doing that.
That's what I'm trying to think, because my kids didn't. The only thing that improved our physical activity was building a pool. I know not everybody can do that, but when I look back at what changed in our family, people would come over, and Ian would go to Alex's across the street, and they would play a little bit. But it's video games. There's so many things that encourage inside activity. So what I was trying to think back is the only thing that did it for us in that way was, hey, we're outside, there's something to do. And it was away from their phone. You can't play in the pool with the phone.
Right.
So it was finding some way that, and I look back and go, man, that was really good for us. Not affordable for everybody, but it was, you could watch, you could sit there and as a parent just enjoy relaxing and let them play and stuff. But it was constant running and playing and cutting up. And then they slept better and they were, but then it's like, I just go back and I go, we weren't great at it either, really, until that happened. Because I don't remember it, but I don't know if it was changing or not, because I don't see it.
If you include swimming, Layla's averaging that, and the rest of them are, because my father-in-law lives 2 minutes from us, and he's got a pool, and we're over there almost every day in the summer, and she would swim for 8 hours a day if you'd let her.
Yeah. But, yeah, me too.
It definitely helps, for sure. We got some folks watching. Let's go in the comments. Got some people commenting. Our guy from Uganda, hit us up for money. Sorry, you're out, guy. Sorry. Was not being above board doing that. But D watching says, good morning. She's glad to join us. Lynette and Kathy volunteered together yesterday, so they're talking to each other,
awesome.
chatting on there.
Thank
she got
you.
to meet Matt Sanders also in person. So all these volunteers doing good, helping out. Promotion Sunday was a busy Sunday. There's a lot going on.
It was.
Absolutely. Annie said the algorithm has us all chasing dopamine. And it is really interesting, too, when you get into the brain chemistry and the more we understand, the people building these apps and algorithms, like you were saying, the CEOs don't let their kids do it because they're realizing how addictive it is. And it is an addiction.
Very addictive.
And they're doing it on purpose. They know what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
What was the documentary? Shoot, the name of it. The one that was on Netflix.
The one they were talking about?
No, the one we talked about, we watched it, it came out where it was, I'll look it up in a second, but it was very interesting of kind of interviewing some of those CEOs and people doing it and going through. D said, talking about eating dinner as a table, said, restaurants, we typically talk and use our phones, and covered her face, but it is harder not to be on those phones. And the temptation's there for all of us. We're all there.
Well, and that's I don't know how, other than extreme discipline and accountability, could you break it?
And not be at odds with somebody.
Right.
Yeah. So if it's you and your spouse, what's that?
Social Dilemma?
Yes, the social dilemma. Very good. Thank you. Did you remember watch that? Yeah. So it's very interesting. The social dilemma.
I'm just saying that, like, there's one of my, like in a staff meeting, we're trying to have a staff meeting. People are just scrolling their phone and talking.
Yep. I'm
like, how are we doing this right now? Like, let's give it one little bit of I was looking up something where I needed but we all know it's like it takes you down rabbit holes. Sure. And you're not necessarily engaged, and you're trying to shorten it as much as possible to go, what do you have? What do you have? What do you have? But it's like back in the day, that was not acceptable. You could not take your phone out at the table and
you would have brought a desktop and set in there.
Right. Yeah. And you couldn't. I mean, it was just so then I go back to whether that's, a dinner, a party, something you're going to, it's kind of the way, it's the culture. It's accepted. People just overlook it. And then sometimes, like, you'll be right in the middle of a conversation. Hold on a second. I'm like, but work in a conversation. Right. Like, that person don't know what you're doing. I understand if it's a kid or a wife, a spouse or whatever, like, hey, I need something. But sometimes it's like, no, I just need to tell them I was coming or whatever. I'm like, couldn't they wait? Like, couldn't they wait until we were done? Like, I mean, they don't know any different. It's just interesting, and I am by no means got it together expert. I just go back and think. And Angie gives me a hard time all the time because I'll try to talk to her, and then she'll, well, you're just as guilty as me. Then it's like you try to turn it on the other person quickly. And I am. I'm not saying you're not. It's like, but hey, can we talk now? Like right now, I may have messed that up, but then you hold me in a minute. Like, if you want to talk, you say, hey, let's talk. So that, it's like, so it's not, we're in trouble. You're trying to go, hey, I need some attention. I need recognize it. I need to, whether that's kids or, now I know there may be a teacher who can answer this, but are smartphones illegal in classrooms still?
So it's funny, Cope, we just started middle school and they get 5 warnings. I don't know how they landed on that number, but if they see you 5 times, I guess the year, they take your phone. And so that was the messaging that came home for us. We don't have one. We don't have to worry about it, thankfully, yet. But that was their official statement. So I don't know how they track that, what they're doing. But
see, that's what I mean. It's like, why? Because you imagine a staff meeting. I said, y'all get 5 warnings. At the end of that, I will take your phone. You'd be like,
pick them up.
Don't. You're not going to take my phone. Whatever. It's like,
sure.
It's like, yeah, but you can't be paying attention.
Right.
You're not giving it your full attention at whatever level. We're all guilty. That's what I mean. Whether that's at home at the dinner table or talking to your spouse or your kids talking to you or, it's like, no, hey, I'm talking to you. Put your phone down for a second. Let's have the conversation. And our culture, it's pretty unusual.
Right.
And isn't it unusual? This is just another little sidebar that we expect instant responses from people. Hey, I texted you, you never responded. I'm like, I've been busy. But like before, you would have never necessarily done that. Like,
right.
Hey, I'll get back to you. Whatever.
Voicemail on the office phone.
Right. Yeah. It's like, hey, but it's
business hours.
My phone the whole time has been going off while I'm sitting here. That's where I go back to it. And we have been conditioned to look and respond as opposed to I'm not going to look and I'm not going to respond until I'm done talking or until I'm whatever. We just don't typically do that.
Right.
None of us are doing it well.
Well, still trying to figure that out for sure.
Absolutely. Because then what you would say is, man, work, I got to make sure I'm like not missing the call or, whether if it was selling homes or it's like
that was what this morning was.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like we all have a reason,
right? Yeah.
It's like it's immediate, but I don't know the answer.
Right. And like one of the things the TechWise family talks about is putting your phone to sleep. That it should have sleep hours, that you go and dock it somewhere else. It's not by your nightstand. It's not the first thing you do when you get up.
Keep the phone out of your room.
It's easy to say. It's hard to do.
Oh, I'm just telling you. I'm saying and if I'm 57, fixing to be, I can't imagine the generations behind. I mean, y'all are younger than you think them. It's like it's such a part of it. And with data and AI and all that's coming out with it, it's going to be an interesting ride.
More enticing than ever.
Yes, because we don't even know what we don't know.
Right.
No, like really, you don't know what's coming.
Don't know what's coming really at all.
Right. And so like for us in our house, is one thing is we don't have any devices, nor again being 11 is our oldest, we're figuring it out, but we have an iPad. They don't use it during the week. It's for trips or it's for special occasion. It's put up in my closet. It docks there. Same. They don't have any phones. They don't have anything computer in their room. We have a laptop that we allow them to use for schoolwork that we go and it stays in our room and Mallory's room. So they are not able to get on the device. Now TV, that's another tension. And that's where we're trying to figure it out of. Right. But it's a fight that we build hour a day recommended and try to get around there. And they will come home and play and be great. But then if you let them have the TV choice,
they're staying TV.
They built Lego all Saturday. We hung out, tired from school, and told them to get off TV. And they built this whole big Lego thing upstairs, and all them played great.
Right.
And so trying to encourage them and do it. But again, it falls back to, for me, I know it's easier than just let them go watch TV so we can get other stuff done a lot of time.
Yeah,
it's not for their convenience or their benefit. It's for mine.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so that's the tension that's difficult.
You want to hear what we do about those?
Come on.
About that TV? So recently we've had an issue with Chloe just walking into our room just whenever she wants. She thinks So we made the wise decision to buy a smart lock for our door with a fingerprint scanner, and all the remotes live in there.
There you go.
Watch TV without a remote.
Shut it down.
But they still have times that they can watch TV and stuff. But it was becoming an issue of, well, I didn't get because we were trying to restrict it. Everybody gets an hour a day. Keep up with your own time. And they were doing it for a while, but then it was, oh, well, I saved up my hour until 9 o'clock that night, and I didn't get to use it that time. And it's like, do you really have to have it? Like, why were you waiting all day anyway? You had
want it.
So have a show, Dad.
That's it.
So we just took the option away from it. And there really hasn't been any
what are they going to do? Right.
Blowback or flack or anything. I mean, they still want to watch TV and they asking stuff. And if it's the appropriate time, we let them. But taking that option away, just not even having the barrier, having the friction there has helped a lot with that.
Absolutely. It's good. We got breaking news. Fact check. Angie Haigler watching at home says she actually asked the kids, and it's 13, not 6th grade. So they were 8th grade.
Yeah, well, she told me. Yeah, we were. Yeah, thank you, Angie, for following up, because they probably were. So that means now it was like 2015. I think she said something. So we're not the perfect parents. Me and Angie both will say that, but again, I think it was the culture. It determines, and then you're trying to navigate that, and you're the only one that's not. It makes it tough, or it makes it where they feel left out or whatever's going to go on. And you want to bless them because it's Christmas. I mean, I think we almost
that's what they want.
You always want to give your kids.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like, the biggest status culture thing.
Yeah, and then it's like, it's just interesting. All of that to me is an interesting journey, because for the kids behind us, it's a whole nother thing. There is not an environment that I walk in today, in every environment, that someone is not on their phone and not aware of what's going on.
Not just kids.
No, that's what I meant. I was going to go back to like on call chaplain. I go to the hospital. Yep. There's going to be nurses and doctors on their phones. Mm-hmm. Like that, it happens. Not that they're not responsive, not they're not doing their. It's the culture. If you go into a restaurant, how many times is a server waiting on you, scrolling something on their phone? Wait, excuse me. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Or a service job, or I mean,
Walmart.
I mean, it's you could go, and that's interesting. And then you come home, we can't even have that time. Like right now, I am trying to discipline myself that when I'm on my walk, I don't listen to anything. And people are like, "You don't listen to a podcast?" I'm like, "No." One of the only reason why is just to free my space, my head, and it's sometimes as a long walk. but that sometimes is a good thing too.
Yeah.
Because it helps you to free your thoughts. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not
And it's
bombarded
that
with
hour
another thing to
exercise.
think
That's a
about.
win-win.
It's like sometimes it's like, oh, okay, I've just let it go. So I don't have earphones in or nothing like that. I mean, you think about people working out. What are they doing? They're listening to something.
And on the days that you complete that, do you notice a difference in how you feel? Or
Oh yeah, like yesterday, I kind of had withdrawals. I mean, we did wallpaper and all that stuff. We had honeydews. We all got done, and I've been hitting my 3.5 miles almost every day. I think it is. There's a couple reasons. Annie may have brought it up, and I'm not a runner. Angie was the health guy. I mean, health girl. You know that. Angie's great. She was a marathon runner, and she was always going to get her time. And mine was golf. Like I enjoyed social sports activity, golf. At one time, it was tennis or, like whatever it is. And I enjoyed that activity. Softball was a big one. I never thought, why in the world would you run? Like that didn't make any sense. Well, now I don't run unless I get really bored. And so I've started kind of running a little bit just to make it go faster. But the endorphins that are released and the chemicals that are released into your body, there's not really a replacement for that's as healthy. So I am not some big exercise guy. I'm trying to be better at it. So it's not like I'm saying, man, I got it figured out. But I have seen a difference in my mental clarity or my relaxation or stress detox. And then also knowing that you're helping your physical body like to feel better. It stinks at the time, but then it gives you longevity or it gives you a little bit more breath or it gives you a little bit more energy. All of that really, that ain't a lie. Like science is telling you that that's the way it's wired.
They're not joking.
No. So, but and then when you say I don't have time to do it, if you looked at your screen time, I bet you do.
Balance it out.
Really, because what you'll do is you'll just sit there and you'll mindlessly, worthlessly spend that hour, which I do it too. And then if I can get out of there, I feel better. I feel better about myself. I can eat a little more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Really, I go, man, I just burnt, and it ain't a lot, 500 calories or whatever, 400 calories, depending on how far I go. And I go,
it's 500 more than what you were going to have.
Right. Well, it just made me feel better about having the Coke or the ice cream or whatever it is, because I still want to enjoy life. I'm not trying to be miserable. I want to eat well, but I also want to be able to enjoy, like, hey, that was good or that was bad. But at 57, and the probably main reason is because of heart issues. It makes you where you, unfortunately, as humans, don't do it unless something tragic happens.
Triggers a change.
It triggers a change, and that's why you can change anything. It's just a matter of whether you will discipline yourself to do it. And I'm thinking, I've got something on change. What y'all talk for a minute, and I'll find it just because I saw this recently.
Yeah, I've gotten a little better about change, especially with my screen time. We had that one time we were recording the pod and it cut off because my Facebook screen time went down. But I have still been doing it since that time, and my screen time has gone down a whole lot. Now, part of that has been I've been busy as all get out, but that less screen time, I do notice a difference in my day. I feel more ready to go to bed at night. I'm not as wired awake.
Yeah.
Because that used to be the biggest problem for me.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you get out there and walk 4 miles, you ready.
That's the next step.
You ain't gonna be wired. Me and you be like, hey, duh, we going on out. I appreciate it. Man, it's 9 p.m. It's joke about it, like we go to bed way earlier now.
Oh man. Yeah.
That's true though.
A lot of good.
That's the next step. I need to.
All right, so here it is, and this is kind of goes along with it. And this is just, I don't know where I got it from. Probably should take these things down, but I don't. You cannot change the past. So, like, whether that was exercise, no exercise, or phone or no phone, whatever it is. But what you can change is what happens next. So, we have a tendency to go, well, that's what it is. But no, you have the power to make it different today. Kids, phone, health, food, whatever it is. Let me continue reading. Terrible things have even happened in your past and your life. And it's not about everything happens for a reason. Instead, you find a reason to move forward in spite of what happened. Looking for the lessons at any point in life, you can decide you do not want to live as the old version of yourself. Many times we go, you have to make the decision, I don't want to be this way anymore. I don't want the phone to control me, or I don't want my past to control me, or I don't want my whatever.
Yeah.
And you make no, we love to point the finger and blame everybody else. And it's like, no, it's on
Starts with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're in it. So then I thought, as it goes on, you can change. You can't change the old version of you from the past, but you can change everything that happens in the future moving forward. Decide the narrative of your life. Moving forward, you get to rewrite the story. You're not stuck in your job. You're not stuck in a relationship. You're not stuck in a financial situation. Everything in your life can be changed. And when you make a decision to change, it is action that kills fear. Not thinking about it. Like, you got to go like, dude, I'm going to go do this or whatever. Define exactly what it is that you want to change. Then put your head down and put your time and your energy into everything to make that change possible until the change happens.
Mm.
And I think in my mind, that's kind of what goes on. Like the heart stuff made me, I mean, it's not like you're an expert, but imagine if your wife comes to you and says, we're just not connected anymore. You're always on your phone. I'm done with you. You change in an instant to not lose the relationship.
Yep.
Or, as I told y'all, the saddest story, this is as tragic as it gets. And somebody asked me after the message, was this a recent story? And it was not a recent story, but it was a little boy in elementary school that took his life over phone bullying. And like, I was with the parents. I told the parents their child has passed away. And these are very, very good parents. One was in the policing side of things. I'm not going to say what side. Another one was like a nurse. These were professional, hardworking parents.
Mm-hmm.
And his little brother was a part, saw kind of what was going on, and we were able to talk to that little brother about what happened. And then when we got the phone, me and the detectives were there because we were like, before we say it, let's figure out. And then we see it. We know there is evidence of what has happened because their brain is not able to process the information. And what was very, in some ways, solvable wasn't insignificant, but it was solvable.
Right.
They did not feel like there was enough of a connection with their parents to talk about it. They were worried about what people were going to say at school because now through social media, a sixth grader or an elementary age kid, fifth grader, they're all talking. I saw what happened on Instagram, or I don't even know the right apps because y'all know I'm not on that. But however, they're seeing all those things. And then to think that the little boy had no resources that he felt he could go and talk that out. His only solution was to take his life as a elementary, great grades, great family. Now, just this is where you go, like in like these statistics and all this stuff. This is like one here in our town. I remember going like, "Wow, like this is crazy." And then if you look just in our community alone, if you want to know why we should be concerned and talking about it and coming up with, and in some ways, drastic solutions for these kids. Because some people say, well, that's drastic. Look at how many kids have taken their life in this community.
Mm-hmm.
It's drastic. So in some ways, you don't want the next one. If you could prevent it, if there's any way to change that. And I don't think we've figured everything out. Like I watched the video on the Steve Hartman. I think in some ways, we ought to try something like that. You ought to try a way to get these kids away from their phones for a weekend and let them feel what that's like and plan the activities and do them. If it's a man weekend and you plan for it, or I mean, I've heard a lot of people talk about rites of passage weekends and stuff where they earn their right, or same with girls. You kind of have a fun to help them navigate that because we already know Sunday morning you get 30 minutes
once a month,
and they come once a month.
Yep.
Okay. Parents are busy. Both of them working their jobs. It's the easier thing to do. Just go to your phone, go to whatever's going to go on. And then you look back and we don't make mission trips happen very much. And ironically, we're scared to death what's going to happen. It's like the one thing that you will see happen is kids aren't on their phone because they don't have an access to their phone.
Yeah. that book, Anxious Generation, one of the quotes that stood out me most is we've overprotected our kids from the outside world and we've underprotected them from the digital world.
Yes.
That we feel like we're doing a good job by keeping them inside safe from getting kidnapped. And then it goes the other way.
Yeah. And I just go back to like maybe why I say in the last service is like, man, the life is out there. Is there's nobody that comes to you and go, man, I have lived today. I was on my phone for 4 hours.
Exactly.
I've never heard it.
My best memories.
They don't. I mean, most of the time we feel a little shame and regret after it. Because you go like, good God, did I spend an hour looking at whatever?
Mm-hmm.
And for the younger generation, we're older. We've seen and done things, but I don't think we've seen and done everything. So like, what if you challenge yourself to do something different once a day to get outside of the walls of technology, whether that's a walk or whether that's visiting a neighbor? Like, imagine if you just said, man, I'm going to go, like, let me just go say hi to somebody, or like, it's so not that way now. It's all really just insider. Anyway, I like I said, I am not the expert. I'm more processing it and going, how do we fix that? And then the only way I think you can in some ways is to program something that creates that, not just in a one-time sermon in a series that then all of a sudden we go back and go, ain't nothing really changed.
Yeah.
Like the pool being built changed our kids and our family. And it was an expense and it was a lot of work and you had to maintain it, but then there was a reward.
Yep.
Well, not everybody can do that, but you can do a weekend. Hey, this is a digital free weekend. We're going to go to Six Flags, or we're going to go to the lake, or we're going to go whatever where you're not
hiking.
Yeah, like even then, like we were surfing, Jason got a boat or whatever. We went back out, Put's been out, we've been out with them. You're not typically on your phone when you're on the lake.
And I'll just brag on your kids for you. You guys, again, not experts, but your kids are great and not those kids. They're not iPad kids. They are,
and I thank
good
God
interacting with people.
When we go to lunch with them and we're sitting down and hanging out and stuff, they're not on their phones. They're interacting. They're in the moment.
Y'all did something right
with the people.
So. Right. Well, and that's like college life. That's what I'm thankful for Caleb trying to do all these things. Is like they played a game last night, challenge game, and Emma comes on. It was great. Don't have to be perfect. It's just like, can you program something and create something? Like at middle school camp, they can't have their phone, or can they have their phone?
I was just about to say that.
Bring that up. So I've only been 2 years. First year I said no phones. A lot of them brought it, but they weren't on it as much. It was definitely a different experience when I told them I didn't mind it this year, because there was a lot of other reasons. I won't get into all that.
Yeah.
But I do think going forward that is going to be a pretty hard, fast rule for me of no phones, because I think the disconnect from the outside world, the disconnect from those friends that aren't at camp, because I think for the camp example in particular, they get into that environment and then they're texting their friends or family members or whoever, or looking at TikTok or whatever, and they're still constantly being pulled in and out of this world that when we go to camp, we're trying to get out of this outside.
Yes.
We're trying to connect and connect with people and disconnect from the digital world. And so, like I said, I think going forward, that is definitely going to be a pretty hard,
I was just curious, because I know back in the day it used to be that way.
And as a parent now of a middle schooler, I would support that and support you. And I know not every parent is that way.
Yeah.
They have sometimes the parents are more, I need to talk to them, I need to be able to reach them or get.
Well, that's fine, as you can give them your number. Say, hey, you can reach me, and they're reachable, and you could give them one access at night. It was a great night at camp. But the problem with it, where I see the problem is you crack the door, man, we kick the door in.
Yep.
Nobody really, we're so addicted to it. And we're so needy of it. If you said you can take your phone out and call your parents or text your parents right now, whatever it is,
push the envelope.
It's like it hits that dopamine, like Andy was saying, and the next thing you know, it's like you're not able to connect with somebody else or God, because that becomes the priority.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell them, I know somebody was kind of picking on me yesterday, but I hear what you're saying, and I'll just challenge you with this, because somebody said, well, here you are telling us not to use your phone, and then you told us to download the app or whatever it is, and I was like, touche. It's a very good point. But what I would also say is, look at what you're looking at, and is it helping your spiritual journey? Because the tools are not all worthless. It's just what you spend your time on in there. And I promise you, those apps are not near as much as the other apps.
I want to see somebody screenshot that the Bible app is equal to TikTok.
Right. It's just typically, it's not going to be. So that's what I'm going, no, we're trying to give you a way that if you have your phone, it does simplify the walk, or it does give you resource or access. But it is not saying that that's the answer. Now, granted, as I've said before, technology, I am super grateful for the Bible app that I have all 60 translations in my hand. Where before I used to have shelves and I had to go find it. And for me, all those things are unbelievably helpful. So it's not all worthless. It's just what am I doing with what app and what am I doing with what amount of time that I have? And I'm not always great at it. But I think if we can maybe come up with some guidelines and go, hey, man, we're in this. Can we not look at our phones for this 30 minutes or whatever? Right. Whether that's a life group, hey, let's have a plan. Everybody kind of put it down. And like one of the things that I do, like for the my wife, if I'm out, and Angie does the same thing, is you try to come up with our work, like chaplain, a distinct call that you need to answer,
right?
As opposed to the generic ring, so that if you did have it in your lap, you don't have to look at it when it goes off unless it's something you're out and a babysitter's going, hey, I need some help.
Mm-hmm.
Like Chip's texted me a bunch. I know because he's working on my computer. He knows I'm doing this, and I will bet you Chip will go, just holler at me when you get out.
It's not instant, but he's doing it now before you forget.
Right. Yeah. And then I'm like, yes. I'm like, hey, and that's sorry, bro. I was in the middle of it.
Yeah. Our thing is if Mallory calls me twice back to back.
Yeah.
Like the first time she calls a Link's voicemail, I know it's something I can call back later. If she calls back to back, I try to walk out and do it.
Yeah.
And that's our
you come up with a way to do it.
Yep.
But then the problem is, and this is what happens is when it's ringing, you don't know what it is.
Right. The first time it's on the watch.
Then you're like, then it's like, hold on a second. And then you're like, well, is she going to call again? Glance. Your mind already goes there.
You're right.
Because I'm the same way. I think we're what I mean is we're programmed that way.
Right.
It's just our generation. So you got to navigate that tension. And that is not an easy tension.
It's a constant. It's not going away.
Let's bring back home phones. Do it.
We looked at it. Have you seen the can phone?
No.
This is really going to talk about my thing. So we've almost bought one. We're thinking about it, but it's like connects to the internet. It's Wi-Fi. It's not a landline per se, but it looks like a retro old can phone. And you can only program it. It goes through an app to call the people you want. So it is like a landline. I think it's like $8-10 a month. And it's really cool, retro looking.
That's cool.
So you get one and then you get your kids' friends to do it and they can call and do it through each other and it keeps a log and tracks it. It's dumb devices. It's all these things. Yodo is an audio player we got for Eliza we love. No internet for them. They can't do it. There's no screen, but she gets like a card. And so it's like a almost like a playing card size that you put in the player and you can listen to apps and podcast music stuff that you pre-select and do it. There's a whole nother market, I know, but they're trying to figure this out.
That's why you do it. I think you're good for it. I'd have to have help. And as my grandkids or kids start coming around, that's why the seminar to me is so beneficial. It's like, give me those resources and y'all do it for me on whatever. I'm the old guy, but still it's like, you gotta, and it's moving so fast.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's changing.
I do think it's also important to note, knowing your kid, if you've got multiple kids, which kid you're dealing with. Cause like right now, Layla has an Alexa in her room and her and Chloe use it and it's for the most part not really abused. Dom, love him. Could not do it, Alexa. That was not for him.
Yeah.
But our solution for him, he now has an MP3 player loaded with music that he likes. And then we also got him a little boombox from Walmart for $30, and he's got a couple CDs. It plays the radio, so he's still got access to listen to his music and stuff that he wants to. But it's not the whole worldwide internet where he's trying to listen to every song in the history of mankind and can't even get through it.
Full access to everything.
Exactly. So I mean, and that's just a small scale example, but when you get into phones and all that
I think it's all great. I don't know anything about all that.
Yep. So come to the seminar. Join us on Sunday, 10 a.m. is the first one. Christy A is going to do one about capable parenting, anxiety. Brian Reed's going to do one about grief. That's not necessarily parenting focused, but all of us have to deal with grief and affects how we parent.
Because it affects all families.
Right. And then
my brother's doing spiritual habits, disciplines,
And so all those will be signed up each week. Again, we want to make it where you can get here. It's 10 o'clock. We want you to have childcare. If you need it, we want you to be here. Take a step, and then life groups will be kicking off in a couple weeks. And so hopefully some of you guys that try seminar, you like it, you find some people, connect, join a life group, get that next step and ongoing conversation.
Yeah, and that's what one way to do this life group, just as a suggestion, is like, let's say this is a big deal and you really want to know it, start a life group on it. I promise you, if you do, and then Evan and some of these others give you resources to read or videos to watch, then you can have that dialogue about it. It goes beyond, I heard a good sermon to, well, I learned a little bit more. It's like, and now I've got a group of people that are partnering together to run ideas by and figure that stuff out, bounce off of each other, whether that's a middle school parent group and technology or a technology group. there's so many people that are great at all that, but those are things that really you can do. In my life group, we still get together at the beginning of every semester. I go, what do y'all want to learn this time? Now, this is the slow group, so they're not always learning quickly, but the one thing we do is we have a goal of what are we trying to learn?
You got
what
the topic for this one?
Yeah, but no, because we'll start coming up. So we don't ever break. That's the other unfortunate thing. Like some groups take a break, which I think is a wise thing to do. I'm not the wise one right now. It's like they go, come on, man, we're gonna keep meeting, ain't we? But I survey them. What do you want to learn about? What do you want to know? One time it was Bible translations. Like we went into this deep thing. One time it was religion,
right? Yeah.
Other times it was spiritual warfare.
Yep.
It's like all these different things. Well, I don't know that that's what they want to learn, but if you have that, you can tell your leader, or you can get somebody together, and then we just research it and we do it in our way.
Figure it out together.
And if you build it, they will come. All these life groups all started out as an idea, and they have all turned into what they are now.
Yep.
So if you want to be a host, you want to start a group, you want to check out a seminar, all that stuff is using technology on the Simple Church app. You can go to our website, thesimplechurch.tv, check out the description of this podcast. If you're listening on the audio side, we want you to come join us on Facebook Live on Mondays, 3:30. Ask your questions, comments, you can get real-time updates on your flooring. Jim said, I'm out, Booger. Your office is done.
That's what I'm talking about.
The whole podcast working. Thank you.
Thank you, Leg.
Absolutely.
That's what I love it.
So we would love for you to be there. Ask your questions. You can also email podcast@thesimplechurch.tv, and we will be back next Monday, guys.
Also, if you got a student, August 26th, life group kickoff for the kids. We do ours a little earlier. They get a little antsy if we wait till September. So
we'll link that in there again in the show notes. So you can go find out everything. They hang out here at the boardwalk, right?
Yes.
On Wednesday, 6 o'clock. They can meet their life group leader, hang out, have some fun. It's a good time. Awesome. Thank y'all for joining us. Peace.
Peace.